While not my chosen profession, being a hero takes time and lots of training, eventually forging someone into a being that will rise up against evil.
And being the perfect betting man myself, I would assume that none of these heroes got to the stage that they are now at without a little help.
Indeed, along the way a mentor can help you unlock your full potential. It only makes it better when that mentor can still kick some serious ass even in old age.
Gouken, the legendary master of Atsatsuken and teacher to Ryu.
And Master Roshi, the pervy yet badass turtle master and teacher to Son Goku.
He's Damon and I'm Archer.
And it's our job to analyze these characters to their fullest to find out what would happen when these two fictional characters collide. The World Warrior, the traveling karate hobo, the man with really fucking huge eyebrows. All this and more can describe the Street Fighter poster boy, Ryu.
In the world of fighting games, Ryu is iconic, helping kickstart the entire genre with Street Fighter 2's success, and paving the way for a variety of crossover games.
Such as Mario vs. Tatsunoko, my favorite.
Demon? You mean Capcom vs. Tatsunoko?
That's what I said.
Okay. But before Ryu became the man he is today, he was taught by the very same man that had taught him at a very early age, Gouken.
No, it's Shenlong.
No, it's Gouken, a character based off Shenlong.
The old Street Fighter game obviously stated you must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance. See? Proof there!
Demon, his name is Gouken. Can you please get that through your thick skull?
It's Shenlong, Archer, and nothing you will say can change my mind.
But Demon, that's just a myth.
It's truth, actually.
Okay, you know what? You tick me off so much, I might just have to say a swear.
It's still Shenlong, just saying.
Oh, for
Hello, Aiden, the editor here. So, the next scene was too graphic and, frankly, disturbing to add into the episode, so we're just gonna cut to the next scene. And awkward interjection over.
Now, are we at an agreement?
Yes. Just don't make me repeat singing Barbie Girl for 5 hours straight.
Good, now on to the origin story. Trained by the legendary Atsatsuken master Gotetsu, Gouken and his brother Goki were just like any other ordinary brothers.
However, a slight problem occurred. You see, Gouken wanted to reform his knowledge of the Ansatsuken into a more peaceful variant, ditching its dark and sadistic mannerisms.
Goki, on the other hand, stayed true to Atsatsuken's original purpose, crafting it in his own twisted and maniacal version of itself.
Goki would go so far with this that he would eventually succumb to the Satsuki no Hado, and take up the name Akuma, killing his and Gouken's master in the process. What a dick!
Gouken would come to despise his brother for becoming one with the Satsuki no Hado, and after Akuma left to go, do other things I guess, it's never really explained. Gouken formed a dojo into his own image with hopes that one day he can master the peaceful methods of Atsatsuken.
And with his powerful version of this legendary fighting style, Gouken has the tools necessary to pull evil motherfuckers in their place.
For starters, he has the Go Hadouken. It's basically a beefed up Hadouken, which Gouken can fire with just one hand. That's pretty impressive, I guess.
Gouken can charge up for extra damage, we can hit opponents twice, and if needed be, even shoot two at the same time. One upward and one normally. Nice for hitting the foe from a distance.
But that's nothing compared to his Japanese name that I can never really learn how to pronounce.
It's Sengokusha!
Well, excuse me, not all of us took 7 years of Japanese class.
Arigato, motherfucker.
Anyway, it's a unique attack in which Gouken does a slide before unleashing a devastating palm strike on the opponent.
This move can lead to a multitude of combo opportunities and is really good for closing the gap if an opponent is far away.
With the Tatsumaki Gorosen, you would expect Gouken to perform a normal spin kick, but
no, Gouken proceeds to Tatsumaki those motherfuckers into the air, finishing off with a powerful kick.
Okay, but yes, this move is good for getting people into the air, and it's also good at launching the opponent a far distance away if the move fully connects. He can even perform the normal version of the Tatsumaki in midair as well.
But even that isn't enough. With Gouken's Hayaketsu, he jumps into the air before coming back down hard, landing a swift low kick onto the opponent, knocking him down to the ground.
He can even add on to this move with his Hayake Gozen, in which he mixes up his approach and either comes down with a knee that can block attacks, or for a dive kick for getting down to the ground quicker, follow up with something else.
Or he goes with a Hayaki Gosai, where he flips towards the opponents, knees them, flips them over their heads, and smashes them to the ground. You know, for creating a non-lethal variant on the Ansatsuken, some of these moves don't really convey the sense of non-lethal.
He does have the Kangushin, which is a counter in which someone tries attacking him. He counterattacks and knocks them away. I mean, what did you expect? This isn't rocket science after all.
But then again, his super combo, the Forbidden Shoryuken, literally involves him uppercutting his foe in the shin, which somehow hits them multiple times mid-air. The shin, which really hurts, it's called the Forbidden Shoryuken for a reason, Archer. How are these not lethal?
Do you want me to disprove that? Gouken's first Ultra combo is the Shin Shoryuken, a move he shares with his student Ryu. While you would expect this variation to be more epic due to it being Gouken, it's actually pretty toned down once you look at it. Heck, it's even missing just results in basically doing his regular super combo.
Objection! With his second Ultra, the Denjin Hadouken, he literally charges electricity into the normal Hadouken, which he then unleashes onto the opponent, fucking electrifying them and dealing massive damage to the poor sick bastard. You call that non-lethal?
I mean, if you do use these moves in self-defense, I guess the brutal nature of them can be justified.
Overruled. Case closed. I win. You lose. Let's go get some ice cream.
But aren't we forgetting something?
Alright, the power of nothingness. As we all know, the Satsuki no Hado grants immense power to those with malice in their hearts, eventually corrupting them into shells of their former past.
Well, the power of nothingness is basically the complete opposite of that. It allows someone to tap into a balanced state of mind, giving them the raw strength to combat evil and giving them a perfect sense of mind.
So basically yin and yang, but colored red and blue and bullshit power-ups adding into the mix, because you know every fighting game needs someone with power-ups. Yes, give it to the old man that barely makes any appearances.
More or less. And that power of nothingness grants the user, well, an extreme power boost that makes them a near unstoppable force.
If you thought Ryu was strong enough for using his power, then imagine fucking Gouken using it. I wouldn't want to mess with that if I were you.
Whatever you say. Anyways, in terms of feats, most of Gouken's mostly coming from scaling to other characters, unless you count him making a shockwave around him by just getting up in his SF4 intro before fighting.
Or that he's experienced in the art of fighting thanks to his age.
I mean, the hair and beard prove it, so yeah, that.
That's only the tip of the iceberg, Archer. For one, it appears that Gouken is above the power levels of both Ryu and Ken. Ryu, who already done impressive stuff such as dodge gunfire in battle and Bison, to Ken, who has won numerous amounts of tournaments and content with Ryu on an equal playing field.
Gouken is strong enough to contend with his brother Akuma. For the record, Akuma destroyed an island with one hit, split Ares Rock in half with a single strike, hurricane kicked a submarine, leveled the forest, and destroyed a goddamn meteorite. Although, while that can be up for debate, Akuma's power, let alone, can prove that he's capable of this striking power.
Keep in mind, Gouken was able to match Akuma on numerous occasions, even after he succumbed to the Satsuki no Hado. This is pretty impressive considering what Akuma has done.
Although most impressive of all, Gouken can somehow use the power of nothingness in a way that basically allows him to cheat death. You heard me right? Cheat death!
Yeah. You see, when Akuma was about to hit Gouken with the Raging Demon, Gouken was able to use the power of nothingness to somehow protect his soul from the destructive attack, essentially moving it entirely from his body during the attack.
It's weird how that whole thing worked. But hey, Gouken was able to awake days later thanks to this and was completely fine, ready to kick karate hobos all over again.
As for weaknesses, he doesn't really have any notable ones. The only real drawback is that his fighting style is more held back than, say, someone like Akuma's, meaning he misses out on the untapped potential of the Ansansuken. But that would ruin the entire point of his character, so he has to stick with what he got.
I mean, he could become Akuma 2.0, but we got Evil Ryu. Cage. Whatever you want to call him for that.
Still confused on that stupid name change and why they made Evil Ryu an actual character.
It's Capcom. Don't question it.
Oh yeah. Also, didn't Gouken train Dan Hibiki for a while?
Yeah, and he did, but Gouken kicked him out because Dan only really wanted revenge, so... Done. Suppress the memory.
Right. But when does any of that matter when Gouken's basically a devastating force in nature already? I think twice before engaging a fight with the legendary Ansatsuken master himself.
Ah, you shall make an interesting opponent.
Dragon, rock, dragon, Dragon Ball Z!
It's cool you're singing the intro to Dragon Ball Z. I like it as much as the next guy. But what does that have to do with anything?
It represents the awesome series in which Son Goku hails from. Hero to all, Super Saiyan warrior, alien space monkey. Guy who needs to actually stop holding back on his opponents before they destroy the fucking world. Did I need to go on?
I felt like you did a similar introduction to that with Gouken.
Nah. Totally unique. You can always trust me to never steal anything from anyone, Archer.
I saw you steal my bow and arrow and somehow jam an arrow up into that black hole of yours once. That you call a butt. So you're saying that it's like Anakin saying he doesn't hate sand. Some things are never meant to.
Wait! Who told you this?
Trained under the great Master Mutaito a few hundred years ago before the start of the original Dragon Ball, Roshi is anything but your average martial arts teacher.
Despite being over 300 years old, he's still surprisingly fit for his age, and is typically seen living his days at the Kame House as a Turtle Hermit. It's just kind of became his thing for a while. You know, he didn't do much during Dragon Ball. Super kind of made him something.
I mean, sure, that. Or he's a giant peeping Tom, and how do I put this? Oh yes, he's a giant pervert.
Over 300 years old, and he's still interested in ladies today, folks. Keep it going, old man.
I do admit he's pretty persistent when it comes to getting what he wants. Even in half the time it fails and he ends up getting knocked out unconscious due to a nosebleed.
But when he's not proving out on the ladies or living out as a Turtle Hermit, he's kicking some major ass.
Master Roshi is well versed with every martial art known to man, combining all these into his own personal style, which he teaches at his own personal turtle school.
For starters, while not unique to his own fighting style, Roshi is capable of shooting ki blasts and sensing energy of other ki-based users. They're pretty self-explanatory. I hope.
Do you even know what a ki blast is?
Yeah, the move.
Sure.
You know what's even better than that? His goddamn staff. Roshi can swing this thing around like it's nothing, and use it as an offensive weapon, either giving enemies the hard smackdown or using it as an offensive tool against other weapons.
Roshi was able to expand on his use of the ki, however, with his own self-created technique, the Kamehameha. By channeling a large amount of ki energy into his hands, Roshi can fire a massive energy beam that can extend for miles and annihilates anything in his way.
It does take a pretty hefty time for Roshi to charge up, however, leaving him open for attacks. Even if he doesn't finish charging the move, meaning Roshi has to use it pretty sparingly. Lucky for him, he has a few more tricks up his sleeve.
Such as the Evil Containment Wave, where Roshi unleashes a wave of energy capable of sealing demons and other entities into a container, requiring a special seal to keep them locked in.
It does take most of the person's life energy to perform this move, however, so if Roshi is unsuccessful in performing the move or wasted too much energy, he risks basically dying. Which kinda happens. That one time in Dragon Ball when he tried to put King Piccolo in a jar. Whoops. Although he learned how to negate this, it's best used only once in the fight.
Roshi also has access to the after-image technique. While it's no instant transmission, it allows a person to basically create multiple clones of themselves which can be used to distract an opponent long enough to get a good hit in.
Roshi can make numerous after-images appear at once, although they can be easily taken care of, meaning Roshi has to be quick while using them.
With his Seimin no Jutsu...
Wait! He got some sort of Naruto move here now? What the fuck is this?
No, it's just a convenient translation meaning hypnosis technique. With it, Roshi is capable of hypnotizing others into either doing his command or putting them to sleep.
Like all his other moves, for some reason, it takes a while to work. However, it's actually pretty effective if he gets it off.
Shockingly, he's got the Thunder Shock surprise as well. Get it? Shockingly? You see what I did there?
Very funny, and I thought you used to make fun of me with my bad puns.
Add perfect jokester after being perfect betting man. With this technique, Roshi somehow converts his ki energy into electricity, which he can then shoot out at a person in order to either incapacitate someone or kill them.
But this move also takes quite a bit of energy to use due to the process of turning his ki energy into electricity in the first place.
Ah yes, don't forget that Roshi is capable of entering a buff mode of sorts, which amplifies his already impressive stats. While it's no Super Saiyan, it's perfect for beating the crap out of snobs like us.
Are you saying we're weak?
By us? Oh, I meant you.
I still have the torture machine in my basement, you know.
Well, this time I borrow arrows.
Touché.
Now for Roshi's last ability. Believe me, this move, or style I should say, is basically better than all of that.
Why isn't it a style?
Because with Roshi's drunken style, it may seem like he's stumbling around like a drunkard, but in actuality, it's just a facade to trick the opponent into thinking he's actually drunk.
Let me guess, does he incorporate unpredictable attacks into the midst of this, creating something so stupid that it actually works?
Surprisingly, yes. I don't know how he does it, but he takes the art of drunken kung fu and somehow makes it even better.
And fortunately for Roshi, the drunken martial arts aren't the only thing he's been able to achieve. For starters, we should mention that very interesting moon feat.
While it's still considered an outlier, it's just something we shouldn't forget. Not only did it take a couple of seconds for Roshi's beam to reach the moon, but it was able to completely break it.
Yes, we can understand why it's considered an outlier due to no other character performing something as strong as this until Piccolo in the Saiyan Saga. But it's also important not to ignore it. So just know, at the very least, we're considering it for this matchup. Now, onto his other feats.
Master Roshi has fully trained Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, the Ox King, and Grandpa Gohan, has trained on the legendary Korin, you know, the really weird cat thing, and had to go through burly training while under the mentorship of Master Mutato, even more so than the training Roshi put Goku under.
He's capable of tricking a werewolf into thinking the moon was in the sky when it really wasn't, is able to kill someone with that thunder surprise attack if need be, and his drunken style is easily able to overwhelm any fighter who isn't strong enough to counter it.
He's managed to catch bullets faster than Tao Pai Pai, is actually pretty intelligent, and can come up with decent strategies if he's not distracted being a perv, and due to being over 300 years old, he has a lot of experience under his belt putting most other fighters to shame, and he's only human.
Not to mention he has wins over Tien, Kid Goku, Krillin, and a bunch of Frieza Soldier's goons. Despite Kid Goku always pushing him to his limits due to how powerful he was at the time.
Keep in mind, Roshi was able to do this in his Jackie Chan persona, meaning he's a decent master of disguise as well.
Plus, he was able to fight in a tournament of power for a pretty long while, where he was able to contend with a planet-to-galaxy-busting characters. Jeez!
He's been able to one-up this, however. In the manga, Roshi was able to achieve something close to the godlike abilities of Ultra Instinct, managing to dodge the attacks of Jiren, and made the God of Destruction Beerus believe that Roshi was using Ultra Instinct.
Well, this was manga exclusive. It's important to note down as Jiren, well, Jiren is basically one of the most bullshit, back-crazy, and asshole characters in all of Dragon Ball. To dodge attacks from him in rapid succession is like Archer's chance of actually leaving hell. It's pretty impressive.
Wait, are you saying I can actually escape?
But in my case, it's actually impossible.
I still have those arrows, you know.
Yeah, do something with them after the video. As for weaknesses, Roshi's only has a few. But while he's still a perv, and while he's gotten better at suppressing the urge to cast some pussy, someone can use that against him and distract him long enough in order to get an attack.
Wait, hold on, did I hear that correctly? Catch some...
The length it takes for Roshi to charge up his attacks are also a minor drawback too. While powerful, they still leave them wide open, which sucks considering how powerful they can be if informed quicker.
Demon, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let something like that slide.
Lastly, Roshi is still in his old age and is way past his prime. He might have the experience, but his strength, speed, and other stats just aren't as impressive now without going into buff mode. Oh well, at least he still has that fancy mustache.
But if he's 300 years old and still standing, I'll still consider that impressive in my book. Don't ever mess with the old Turtle Hermit, or else he'll put you in your place.
Come on, just go down already! Now listen to me, boys! Always remember these words. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That is the Turtle Hermit way. We must master the art of peace in addition to the art of war. Shut up and fight! The Turtle Hermit School will be with you, always. This will be my greatest, most powerful Kamehameha!
Alright, the combatants are set. It's time to settle this.
It's time for these two fictional characters to collide.
Yeah, that butt is mine. Gotta be careful. Get off, man!
A sneak attack? You must be an enemy. Leave now or else.
An enemy? Fine then. I could use a workout.
Fight! Gouken! Ryuken!
I'm not done yet.
I won't hold back.
Not if I survive attack. I guess you could say that was pretty shocking.
NANI?!
Time to end this. What?
This is my full power! Shinku Hadouken! Unworthy opponent.
You call that an attack?
What?
This is an attack! Ah! Me! Ah! Me! Ah! I'm getting too old for this.
That went surprisingly well, actually. I didn't see any Dragon Ball fanboys coming out of Strowlands. They must be going after the Luffy still.
At first thought, yes, this fight does seem like a stomp. However, Gouken's scaling to Akuma and the power of nothingness did prove quite annoying for Roshi to deal with.
If we're being generous to say Akuma's feat of shattering a meteorite was in fact canon, this would mean Gouken will be close to around small country levels in terms of attack fluency with scaling, making one of the most powerful Street Fighter characters ever.
And with the power of nothingness, it could help him survive longer and theoretically could survive a killing blow.
However, sadly for Gouken, Roshi was able to one-up every other way.
Even though our generous scaling thanks to Akuma, Roshi by himself, mind you, was able to destroy a moon in one blast. Akuma did that, but with a meteorite, a much smaller celestial body.
So even with us being generous with Gouken scaling to Akuma, he himself can't match the stronger power level of Master Roshi. Heck, this is just us being generous, and Goku's power level is likely far lower than what it seems.
And for the power of nothingness, it's a good buff, but keep in mind, Roshi's Ultra Instinct-like ability allowed him to dodge attacks from Jiren, who suggested to be at low multiversals of strength.
Plus, Gouken doesn't really have a successful counter to the evil containment wave, as that can easily negate the effects of the power of nothingness, and wouldn't be able to escape even if you were to do the whole remove soul from body thing, as his soul will be in the container still.
And more important to mention, even though Gouken was able to survive the raging demon, he was put into a long coma before waking up afterwards, meaning he wasn't able to just instantly get up and resume his fight with Akuma.
So, Roshi could either just wait to kill him, destroy the body since the power of nothingness doesn't really possess other bodies, or just up and leave, still handing a loss over to Gouken because Roshi was able to incapacitate him. Or use the evil containment wave again.
Especially if Gouken's body was vaporized by a Kamehameha, basically leaving him soulless for all of eternity. Or whatever.
As for the other reason why Roshi beats Gouken, well...
Gouken has the Gouken, Roshi has the Kamehameha. Gouken has a little bit of experience. Roshi is 300 years old.
Gouken had all these other moves. Roshi could just shock him, hypnotize him, or trick him with activated images. Gouken has fought Akuma. Roshi has seen winning against Kid Goku, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, among other threats to Gouken, who's only really seen beating Ryu and equaling with Akuma. That's it really.
Gouken was featless without scaling. Roshi has feats. Through scaling, Gouken can be comparable to a guy who blew up a meteorite, but Roshi himself was able to blow up a moon. Gouken might be one of the strongest in his universe, but Roshi's power in the Dragon Ball universe is somehow considered weak. Yeah.
Roshi has fought against planet level to galaxy busters in the tournament power. Gouken not really. Gouken has the power of nothingness, but Roshi has the Ultra Instinct-like ability.
We could go on and on, but I think you guys get it. Whatever Gouken could do, Roshi could do it twice as better. At least this isn't as big of a stomp as Goku vs. Ryu. Oh boy.
While Gouken is strong in his own right, and the power of nothingness did pose a major annoyance, Roshi was able to take the advantage in everything else really. It sucks too because Gouken was rocking both the beard and the hair. You will be missed.
Looks like in this bout, Gouken was a student, Roshi was the master.
The winner is Master Roshi.
Next time on Fictional Characters Collide.